I like beer. I want beer.
So welcome to Hantverksbira podcast. Today we are heading for Belgium and like the true home of brewing, so to say, and one of the most celebrated beer styles in the world. And I'm very happy to welcome David from the export manager from Brouwerij
Yes.
Van Steenberge.
Steenberg, yeah. Brouwerij
Yeah.
Van Steenberge, yeah.
More or less correct. Correct.
Yeah.
So it's the brewery behind the like iconic brands like Gulden Draak, Piraat, and also Augustijn.
Augustijn, Baptiste, and Bornem, and Fourchette. Also, the new beer Fourchette we launched some years ago. Yeah.
Great. I believe some of those brands we haven't seen in Sweden yet, but hopefully in the future. And
Yes.
David recently visited Stockholm as well, so
Yep.
it was a great opportunity now to have a chat with him. And
Yep.
yeah, it would be really nice to see you and have a chat with you. Welcome, David.
For sure. I'm very happy to participate in your blog, and then yeah, we will talk about the brewery, about the history, about many things.
A lot of stuff. Before we dive into the brewery, David, how can you introduce yourself? What's your role at the brewery, and so to say?
Yes, so I am David Wagnon, the export manager for more than 30 years in the Belgian breweries. I was one of the first to sell Belgian beer away from Belgium worldwide, and I was responsible for 92 different countries. So I was one of the first apostle to pray for the Belgian beer all over the world. So it was at that time a very hard work because nobody knows about Belgian beers. Fortunately, we had the chance that InBev start to communicate about the big brewer InBev start to communicate about the Belgian beers with the left the beer for the conquistador to go and to try to develop the Belgian beer. So we had in fact also a good helps from that big brewery, and then after that we start to develop the export and the brewery. So that was very tough job, but no, the biggest recognition we had that now Belgium beer in the part of the UNESCO Patrimonium Humanity. So that's the most recognitions that we can have for a Belgian brewer, for a Belgian brewery.
Was beer already a passion for you before it was your profession?
Yes, but yeah, I start very early. As you know, in Belgium, when you are under college, you can start to drink beer at 12 years old. So at the canteens, you have Belgium, the table beer, they said, and it was only 1.5 degree. I reassure everybody. But yes, I started to drink beer at 12 years old at the canteen in Belgium. It was very common for everybody. So I started my career very young. and then of course, I had my own brewery. I am brewmaster also. So I started my brewery in 1994 in Belgium. It was the Brewery Direct, and we produced two beers, the Ombrelle and the Mère Noël at this time. So it was a craft brewery, but it was too early. Unfortunately, at this time, for a craft brewery to compete with all the bigger, the best, bigger Belgian brewer, it was only impossible because they own all the buildings. Like you know, they have a very big, powerful, big money. So for me, it was very tough. So I sold my brewery in the year 2000. I always keep the passion, and I was working for 30 years in the beer business now. So
It's always, I mean, it's not that usual. I think that the export manager has been brewmaster themselves before.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, I had the chance to study at the university in Ghent. So there was two university in Belgium to be brewmaster. So you have Ghent and you have Louvain-la-Neuve.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a pleasure for me. And then yeah, I never quite this wonderful world.
There's always something new to explore in the beer world. Yeah.
Of course. Even
Of
Sweden last week. So for me,
Even
it was.
Sweden, yeah. And before we dig a bit more into your recent visit to Sweden, we
Yep.
actually also had a third participant here. We have Kenneth from is it the Nordic distributor for Van Steenberge? Is it correct?
Yeah, well, we are talking about different opportunities in the Nordics. So right now, so we haven't settled it 100% yet, but we're talking about exploring things in the Nordic. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's called the Hormiga Nordic.
Hormiga Nordic, yes.
Yeah, great. And what's your part in the where did your beer star spark, so to say?
Well, the company is founded in 23 and with two very good friends. And as I normally joke about, we have perhaps one of the most profound knowledges collected at Hormiga Nordic. We are three guys with extreme big inside knowledge about the wine industry, the beer industry, and the spirit industry. We have been working in the industry, all of us three, for more than 20 years as a minimum. And I have been working in the trade a bit longer than the two others. And I underline a bit. So I have 35 years of experience. And I've been working with all sorts of different things, like the wine industry. I've been both winemaking. I've also, I've been both studying winemaking. I've been doing beers, and beers is done then in Denmark in the very near close by environment. So we have fortunately quite a number of breweries still active in the area where I'm living in Nyborg. So I've been so lucky that I've been exploring that world as well in the brewing process, but also selling as an export manager. I've been export manager for wines, and have then eventually created a company, Hormiga Nordic, with my three colleagues, Anders and Michael. And all of them are specialized in beers and wines. So we have a profound gray hair knowledge that is well received in the market in Sweden, and I would say also in the Nordics and the Baltics. So we are doing business in all of it today.
Okay.
With the different companies. I name it as companies because we both have beers, breweries in our portfolio, but we also have wine and we have spirits. So it's a big mix of activities. And Steinberg is one of our activities, which we are both very proud of and very focused on developing. That's a bit about my background.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
I'm very sorry about the noise in the back, but the noise is due to we have, like in Sweden, we have this midsummer thing, and that is exactly today.
Okay.
So this evening is the big party where we have a very nice dinner with a lot of beer and wine and stuff like that. So there's a bit of noise. unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry, my friend.
No
Kenneth,
worries.
you looks more younger than your experience. Huh? Sorry
Oh,
to this.
good.
To say
Thank you
that,
very much, David.
and you have not gray hair like me, eh, my friend.
Well, depends on the day.
I just recovered from our midsummer party, so.
Oh, good, Victor.
But David,
Yes.
You recently visited Sweden, Stockholm, and Uppsala, and
Yep.
what brought you here?
So it was a long time ago that I didn't visit Sweden. It was almost 20 years, but I was surprised because they have many places. Still have a very good woman for the Belgian beers again, and still old place. They still have the Belgium physical and Belgium mentalities, and of course we visit the oldest place that they sell Belgian beers. But first of all, I think that we had in front of us a lot of very passionate people. They don't want to discuss only about the Belgian beers about. They want to discuss about the beers and about the specialty beers and how we make the beers, how we have how long we have the history about the brewery, and they were very passionate. Every tasting take us for 2 hours to explain, to try all the beers. So I was very impressed about it because every people were very interested about our brewery and our specialty beers. And of course, I bring some treasure, very limited edition, so they were very crazy about it. I bring it in my suitcase, so fortunately no one was break. But we had the chance to try very exclusive product from the brewery and very new product also. So it was
Okay.
really interesting visit for me.
So,
So
have you? Did you also get the chance to try some Swedish craft beer in Belgian styles, or?
I tried once. Yes, I tried. I don't remember the name. I tried once. Uh,
Yeah,
but
but Victor, that was an accident.
no.
No, sorry.
I always try, and always want to discover also the local product. Yes, of course, because we need to be interested that what the other country are producing. So it was interesting, but when you say always Belgium style beers or Belgium, we prefer to drink the original one from Belgium. So
Yeah.
yeah, I apologize, but we cannot be copied by people because Belgium tradition is for centuries, and we are the only one in Belgium we to produce that kind of style of beer. So.
Yeah.
And that's why UNESCO recognized that. So it's difficult to say I will try a Belgium style beer outside Belgium. So because it's in my mind it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I was not disappointed. So
No.
I finished my glass. Don't worry. So no problem. So no, I am always surprised. You have many in Europe craft brewery in every different countries now. So you can discover pepites or you can discover something bad. But anyway, it's I support all the brewers in Europe because it's not easy for anybody at this very difficult time.
No.
So I encourage all the brewers to continue to produce very good beers and to try to to develop their business because it's not easy. So I am with all brewers in with them to develop the business. All together, we are more stronger to fight also with the big industrial brewers. So that's
True.
my
But
my
also, David, we do have at Hormiga Nordic, we actually do work with 2 different breweries in Sweden. Coin Lines is one of them that we support very much indeed, and also a family-owned brewery like Van Steenberg. And then we have Lunde Brouwerij, which is now in exchange, doing different things. And we're looking very much into a very deep, profound cooperation with those as well, besides all the other breweries that we represent. But we do also work with Swedish breweries,
Okay.
indeed. So that's also something that we're very, alert about and paying attention to. As we know that the local thing is also a very important thing. So we have that in mind as well in our portfolio.
For sure. David, now
Yes.
that you have your Swedish trip rather fresh in mind, can you compare, or what's the difference between Sweden and other markets? Of course, we have our monopoly for alcohol. That's a big difference. But I mean, there are some kind of monopoly in other Nordic countries as well. But overall, is it a big difference in the Swedish market compared to other markets you visit?
It's not a big difference. So now all the countries are face. There is three different subjects. So first of all, the alcohol consumption is declining everywhere. So first of all, is a constatation in worldwide the consumption is decreasing. So for us, it's always an interrogation why the consumption is declining. Yeah? So we need to be aware about that, and we need to fast in front of that. So after the COVID, we concentrate or refer again in. I spoke about the Van Steenberg brewery. We concentrate all our effort again in European community. In European countries is more easier because we have the same rules and the same system of excise and customs clearance. So it's more easy. It's also more stable to sell beers in Europe than in different countries like US. You have one day a taxes of 30%, the other day 100%, and so
It's a mess.
it's too difficult for us to build a long time relationship. So that's why we focus again in Europe. It was a good point. Also, we discover also that the non-alcohol beers, the alcohol-free beers are increasing a lot. So we need also to follow the trend. So we will produce three new non-alcoholic beers, 0.0, for the future, because the market in Belgium is still now around 10% of the full market. So and then it's increasing 30% every year. So we need to be aware also to follow that trend. Monopoly is. We have the same in Canada. Also is also monopoly. It's not bad. It's a tradition for your country. So I think people are they know how to go to and reasonably to go to the shops to buy the alcoholic product, beers, wines, but we know that, and we participate for the tenders, and we follow the rules for your country, and Also, we find that some Oreca bars or point of sales are also interested to do our product on draft. So we will know. We find a good partner also to develop our beers in Sweden because it's new for us. We work together for 1 years and a half, almost like this. We need to rebuild a very long partnership together. So, and we want to propose a full range of our portfolio because, like you said to the introduction, we have Gulden Draak and Piraat, Augustijn, Bornem. We have more than 35 different brands and different recipes. Recipes is very important. And the third thing that when we discussed with Systembolaget, we had the chance to have a meeting last week with them. They are also facing and regarding to propose again to their consumer very exclusive product that you cannot find everywhere. So for us, it was very interesting to propose. Or we have a prestige. Prestige, Cuvée Prestige with the Gulden Draak, and we have the Grand Cru with the Fourchette. It's aged oak barrel beer. So now we follow this trend to age our beer in oak barrel with different spirits. So, and they were very interested because they want also to have some very high-end outlet, and that's why it was very interesting to discuss with those people and to propose also something different. As you know, we created the brand Fourchette together with the Michelin star in Belgium 5 years ago, and it was an asking from them to produce a recipe of very special beers. So we were the first to make a blend. So it's a blend of a triple blonde and a wheat beer. Why a blend? Because they want to have a beer that they can very easier to be paired with all kind of food. Like fish, meat, but also to drink like aperitif. Or so the blend was the triple for the body, a triple blonde for the body, and the wheat beer for the freshness and the citrus and the citric, and that's amazing. In Belgium now we are very competitor with the big brands with the Fourchette beer. And now we want to start to develop the product in the high-end, not Michelin star restaurant, but it's a beer for the bistronomy, the gastronomy, and we want to go higher also with that kind of product. Yeah, to be totally different. And yes. You know, you have the very, very cheap beer and you have the very, very iron beer. And we want to be on that position because we are recognized, I think, because we won 5 medals in the last London competition. And certainly 2, the first one for the best Belgian brewery. So we are very proud of that.
It's a funny coincidence because my day job is at the tire manufacturer Michelin, so it's
okay.
yeah. So, but I'm working with logistics, not the gastronomy, so to say. But anyway, yeah. So let's talk about the brewery. I mean, a lot of listeners may know the brand Gulden Draak, but not the company behind it. So can you tell us a little bit about the brewery from Van Steenberge? Because it's a couple of 100 years old, so you can't have
more than 240 years old now.
Yeah.
So we are one of the most old family traditional brewery, independence. Sorry, also independence and the most important word.
That's
We
important.
started in around the 1791. At that time, it was a farm. It was not a brewery at the time, but in every farm they were producing some beers for the own consumption of the farm. So and we were producing the beer during winter because it was nothing to cold the beer. So we produced the beer in the winter and we drink the beer during the spring and summer. So the first beer they were producing by Van Steenberg was the Monk's Café, as a sour beer, because it was impacted by the yeast from the air. And so that was the first trace of production of beer in Van Steenberg. Then with the evolution, the farm became a brewery and also a maltery. Because the advantage that still we have now, it was at the same place in the same village, and it's the sixth generation. But we at that time we bought all the land around the brewery. So fortunately, from now we can still extend the brewery in a center of a village. Some colleagues in Belgium need to move their brewery in an industrial zone. So it's a very important investment. You can imagine to move a brewery. I sit like Castel Brewery. It was almost 18 million euro to move the brewery. So that the advantage, we can invest a lot of money, but in the same space. So then, like I said, after the Second World War, just the only thing that the good thing teach us is to produce lagers after the war. So every Belgian brewery were producing the same beer, lagers. And then if you want to grow, you have two options. So buying buildings, like the biggest in Bev for Mars, or like us, to be different. So we decide in the year 60s, together with the owner of Morgat, Albert Morgat, and the grandfather of the actual owner of the brewery, decide to produce specialty beers. And it was the start of the process to produce specialty beers in Belgium, and then to be more different than your partner or than your competitors. And that was the first point to build a very strong history about specialty beers in our country. Second point, where in the year 70s we start to produce the beer Augustijn. Augustijn is a beer from the monastery in Ghent. So the monastery is still in activity. There's still 6 or 7 monks inside the monastery. But at this time, they have one question: they want to increase their library. It's one of the biggest library in Europe. You have books from the 16th century, 15th century. So very beautiful library, but they need to destroy the brewery and to close the brewery. So they ask us if we are able to produce their beer with the old recipe from the 13th century. Of course, actualize it with the new ingredients we can find again. It was different yeast, different malt, and etc. So it's the original recipe, but adapted with the new ingredients, the ingredients available now. So
Yeah.
and also the new brewing process. So yeah, we were very proud to participate to this project, and then after that, the other beers arrived, the Gulden Draks, the Piraat. So we were the first to produce a very strong beer in Belgium. Also, the Piraat beer was already 10.5 at that time.
Unique.
Unique. The particularity for the Belgium breweries is to produce two fermentation, one in the tanks and a second one in the bottles and in the kegs. So, I like to say, to produce one beer at Van Steenberg at that time is almost 2 months. So that's why we can justify also the price, because sometimes in the bar they say, hey, why your beer is so expensive? Because we produce one beer in 2 months. The big brewer they produce one beer in 4 hours. So that's this is the passion, this is the knowledge. 9-10 days for fermentation, 3-4 weeks in full maturation. The maturation is the most important for your beer. So you have a full body, well balanced beer, and then again 9-10 days for the second fermentation. And the second fermentation, as you know, is the natural way to protect your beer. So all our beer are not pasteurized. That's also very different from the other countries. They pasteurize all their beer, and if you pasteurize your beer, you lose a lot of flavors.
Of course.
So that's also that in Van Steenberg we are very proud about it because we were one of the first to use that process.
You said before it's an independent brewery, so
Yeah.
family ownership it remains quite rare today.
Yes,
What
for sure.
what advantages does that bring for you?
The advantage by my boss is the only one owner. So if you want to decide something, you don't need to pass to. I said, Jeff, we have an opportunity to sell beer in Sweden now. Okay, yeah. I said, just WhatsApp. Okay. He said, never no. He always say, okay. So that's the advantage. Also, there is only one people they manage the brewery. They have no other shareholder. He can decide. So that's why also we are very flexible. Since he arrived in 2013, and since that moment, he invested a lot in the brewery for the equipment. Now we are one of the most modern brewery in Belgium. We have a new bottling line. We have a new keg line. We just last week a new cans line. We will have one of the biggest in Belgium, because the train is also for the cans, as you know.
Yeah.
So the advantage is you ask for us something, and we can we can be very react and offer you what you want. What you want, we will produce. We are so
Proactive.
flexible. That's very important for us. Even we have also close to the brewery now. Jeff, the owner, bought a farm because he want to do the inverse thing. The brewery start from a farm. Now it's a big brewery, and now he want to go again to a farm. So we bought a farm 2 kilometers from the brewery, and we inside we put a craft brewery from 20 hectoliters to give the opportunity to anybody you want to produce their own beer. 2,000 liters is not big, yeah. 2,000 liters.
No.
I drink that. You drink that. Everybody drink that in 1 year's minimum. So we can give you the opportunity to build your own, to brew your own beers, and then we can put it on cans. So that's
Cool.
that's yeah. Very cool, yeah. And also we have hops field. We planted 2 years ago, so now we have 12 hectares, and we will use the next year our own hops to also produce the beer. So yeah, we are very. We are very obviously we want to have we want to be sustainable, so we use very prox delivery of grow materials. We invest a lot also for the new technology, energy. We will build a new water treatment station, and so we are very aware about that, and we want to be sustainable for the future, for the next generation. So
yeah, it's really vital today to have a great sustainability program and to actually be in the front of the development of the different sustainable options.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure, for sure.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
So before we go into the brand Gulden Draak, I actually want to pour your 9,000 quadruple here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good
that was
idea.
that was the only one I had in small bottle at home. So
Okay.
of course I got supplied by some glass from Hormiga as well. It's obviously great, but the small glasses are a bit tricky to pour. It's quite a big head on this one. So
No, we like
So-
we like to have a good foam. Huh?
yeah,
We are recognized.
I
Van
mean-
Steenberg, you can eat the foam with the spoon. It's creamy.
tasty and beautiful
Yeah.
as well.
In the foam, you can smell a lot of different aroma. Also, it's not for decoration. It's not for, but there is a lot of flavors in your foam. So that's
Yeah,
very
definitely,
interesting.
definitely.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately in Sweden for our standard beers, the bartenders like the full beer completed to the top with no head at all,
Yeah.
no
yeah.
foam. So I mean, in Sweden we want more beer. We want beer all the way up, so to say.
But if you give the bottle of 33, they cannot be. They have the full beer on the bottle, so they.
That is true. It's true.
But Victor, that is one of the points that is actually a bit sad about the beer culture.
Yeah.
The right treatment of a beer in a draft situation is very, very often, unfortunately, very poor around the world. I won't say in Sweden in specific, because that is a world problem actually, that people do not any longer have the knowledge about how to pour a beer the right way. And that is also something that we like to invest a bit into and make sure that people know, professionals at least, behind the bar, know how to treat the beer correctly, especially with the draft, of course. The beer poured from a bottle is something different from the draft, but it still needs to be poured the right way, to have the right glass and all those things, the clean glass. It's important for the enjoyment of the beer, so it needs to be done the right way, and that is something that all the professionals should take more care of, and we like to address that when we are working with our clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important that
It is. Yeah,
and
sure.
also like especially for Belgian beers, you have more or less always the specific glass for the
Of course.
specific beer.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. So about Gulden Draak, maybe it's
Yes.
one of the most recognizable
Yep.
logos or brand for
Yep.
Belgian classic beer. But where did actually this idea come from about the Gulden Draak, and how old is this brand?
I don't know. So it was the history of the Gulden Draak. So the Golden Dragon, it's a very long history. It was a gift from a Norwegian king during the crusade. He go to Constantinople, and he offered the dragon to the emperor of Constantinople to put it on the Hagia Sophia Basilica. Normally. Then a Flemish count goes to the crusade and steal the dragon, and he put it on the biggest tower in Flanders, because it was not Belgium actually at that time, and it's still on the same tower. So the dragon is on the tower on the belfry of Ghent. So it's a very strong symbol for historical symbol. So behind a historical symbol, we need to produce a very strong beer. So that's why we start to produce the Gulden Draak almost 30 years ago now. And then it was all the Gulden Draak was produced because we had an Italian importer. He was looking for a strong beer because in Italy it's a little bit not common, but when you go in the south of Italy, Napoli, they want to drink very strong alcohol beer, but the weather is very, very hot. So, and you go in the north, they drink more lower beer. So it's not anyway. It's just unbelievable, but we had that strong demand, so we produced the beer, and it was also one pallet in the brewery with some bottles in ceramic bottles, and the guy, the Italian customer said, "But hey, what do you will do with that kind of bottles there? Nothing, but perhaps you can pour, you can fill. Sorry, the beers in the bottle in ceramic, so it can be very elegant. Yeah, you know, Italy must be very elegant. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah. So we did it, and then but we produced only one brew. So and the guy after 2 weeks he said, but okay, but I need now I don't remember how the quantity, but I need 10 times more that you deliver me. Also, that's the starting of the story of the Gulden Draak. So also to make the people a little bit confused, the Gulden Draak is a black beer. So we put it on the white bottle. So and the quadruple is a blonde beer, and we put it on the the black bottle. So people are a little bit confused, even because the color of the city of Ghent is black and white.
Okay.
That's why we put it on black and white bottle. And even the 9000 that you are tasting now, it's the 9000 quadruple and 9000. Why 9000? Everybody asks, but it's the zip code of Ghent. That's it.
Why make it harder?
Yeah. And you know, the story about the 9000 is very funny because it was in 13 years ago. The owner of the brewery goes to the brewmaster and he says, "Hey, your brews is a little bit different. He's a little bit more blonde, more not dark, not like the Gulden Draak must be have." And he said, "Okay, let me check." And he said, "Oh, somebody make a mistake, and he had 4 times more malt. Donc, is a quadruple than a lager. The Gulden Draak Classic is a triple, so it was more malt." And he said, "Okay, but you do the mistake." And he started to show the guy a little bit, like every boss, they are brew. And then the brewmaster said, "But let me check the register." And he said, "But yesterday it was you, the brewmaster, not me. It was you." And then the owner said, "Ah, okay, but it's not a bad beer. It's a good beer. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. I will keep it in the range now, and I will put quadruple. So that's the funny story when the quadruple was born. So
Ah.
yeah, some anecdote, So
Yeah,
it's,
I mean, it's quite often that so-called accidents
yeah,
develops
yeah.
new stuff and new style.
Yes, it's
For
true.
sure.
It's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
sure.
So, but if you would like to describe Gulden Draak, if so generic taste to someone who has never tasted it or tried it, is it? I mean, I think it's quite a complex beer, so it's not so easy to describe it in an easy way. But can you try at least?
Yeah, of course, of course. But so the Gulden Draak Classic is the category is barley wine dark beers. Right. Normally, but barley wine triple dark. Yeah. Normally, triple is always a blonde beer. But so we want to be different again. So we have a dark beer. We had some caramel also to arrange the color. So the caramel will give the color. But the most important thing that we use for the second fermentation, wine yeast from Bordeaux. That's why we are a barley wine category. And why wine yeast? Because there is a lot of sugar in the Gulden Draak, so we need to have more stronger yeast than other beers. And the particularity that we are the brewery, we are one of the only one in Belgium to produce our own yeast. We have 10 different yeast that we will produce at the brewery, and every 5 years we go back to the university to start from the source. Every 5 years, because you have a big mutation, after years. But we need a lot of yeast, a lot of yeast.
And David, that is flavor-wise so important. I mean, the yeast is so important.
Yeah, the
And
yeast is the DNA. Is the DNA of the
DNA, yes.
brewery. You can buy all your ingredients, but your own yeast you cannot buy it. And
No.
the yeast is the DNA
That's the one.
from yeah. And also what I need to say yeah, at the beginning we have one yeast. They have the taste of the pear. They give the taste of the pear to if you drink it. And before Van Steenberg, the name of the brewery was Brewery the Pear. That's why it was very strong. The DNA was the pear. So, but we still have that yeast. And also one very important story: when the grandfather of the owner said, when you build a new building in your brewery, you need to follow always the same line, because the environment is very important and your yeast is in that. But this time it was impossible in 2015, because we need to build a new buildings to put all the lagering and the maturation and the yeast, the fermentation, the lagering and the fermentation lines. Thanks. So we build a new buildings, and in the mind of my boss, he said, my grandfather said, you need to always follow the same. We cannot cross the street and put the. So he was so afraid that he bought the new tanks, and he put it in the whole building for 6 months, that the tanks holds all the yeast from the yeast before he put it in the new buildings. He was so afraid. But anyway, we had a good result. So no,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, why do you think Gulden Draak has achieved such a lot of international successes? I mean, just recently, as you mentioned before, at London Beer Competition, and you had also the beer of the year with your Imperial Stout.
Yes,
well.
yes. So, but it was important for us also to follow the trend. So, no, unfortunately, we still have some aficionados. We have people that drink only Gulden Draak Classic for years, for till they will die. You know. But yeah, it's true. They have Gulden Draak in the blood. But we need to follow the trend. So we increase a lot the range of the Gulden Draak. We have the classic, we have the quadruple. The third one was the Brewmaster when we start to age the beer in oak barrels. Then we add the Imperial Stout. We add the smoked. No, it's also young. So we use a smoky malt.
Yeah.
And the last one in the portfolio was I've had the three last one. We produced one gold, a blonde, a triple blonde Gulden Draak, and fruit, red fruit, a cherry one. Because young people and girls like to drink also fruit beer. So that's the last two one, and the last one was an asking from Mexico. Sometimes we have asking from our importer, and we produce the fire, Gulden Draak Fire. So the fire is an infusion of jalapenos, chilies in the beer. So it's funny. If we tried it last week with many people in Sweden. They were at the beginning a little bit afraid. But after that, they said, "No, it's not. It's drinkable first of all, and then it was nice. It was funny when you have the taste of the beer, and then the eating from the chilies, and all our beer are very well balanced between the bitterness and the sweetness, and so that's why we are we try to invent new recipes. So.
It was very, very well received. I mean, the balance in fire, which is very clearly marked by the jalapenos, was extremely well received. And the more people drank, the more they were convinced about the beautiness of the beer, actually. So it is very profound, hot, but not hot in an unpleasant way. It's actually very pleasant when you talk about heat and spicy food and spicy drinks. So as an example, also compared to smoke and whatever the brewery is doing, actually in respect of the nature, you need to have this balance and harmony in the beers, and that is overall the guideline, the red guideline through all the beers is harmony and balance. Which I think also, grant you all the credit that you have been granted over the years with some marvelous rewards and very good rankings throughout the beer world that we see internationally.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yep. And even it's very important also, we discovered a lot of last week also in Sweden, people, bar owners or restaurateurs are very interested to have food pairing with the beers. So we have a full range that they can easier accompany cheese, dessert, like for example, Gulden Draak Classic with a chocolate mousse is it's a piece of chocolate mousse of chocolate cake is amazing. The fire we can use it to make a stew. You use it to make the marinated for 24 hours with the beers, and your meat will be a little bit spicy with the. So it's very interesting to use our beers to make pairing and to cook with it.
Yeah, but I have a hard time to waste the beer in cooking. But I've heard a lot of people, and especially as you mentioned before, Jonas in Uppsala, who also love to actually cook in like Belgian beers.
Yeah, sure. So
So another thing, among Belgian brewers, like consistency is one of the most vital things, that you have the same product year after year after year. And how do you manage that? I mean, the grains and the hops, they all have bad years and maybe good years. And how big challenge is it to have for you to have a Gulden Draak to taste like a Gulden Draak year after year after year?
Yeah, but the challenge is first of all, to buy the ingredients, so all the big brewers know owns also the fields of hops, for example. InBev as the owner of the biggest field of hops in the world, so they try to manage and to, but yeah, we fortunately, like, we are not small. We are a big brewer. We have contracts for 2 years, minimum 2 years. We are with our supplier. So our malt is coming from the best region in France, and then they came to the Dingemans brewery in Antwerp, one of the most famous in Belgium, that we collaborate for 50, 60 years. So we have the chance that we have behind us our supplier. But anyway, for the hops, we need to have bigger contract for minimum 2 years to be sure that we are not out of stock of this. The most important is always to buy the best ingredients, for sure. Then we have also a source. We have 2 sources at the brewery. Very important, that we use only to produce the beer. We have one at 25 meter, one on 80 meters. So the source, the water from the source is one of the best that we can use it to produce the beer. Even when you invest a lot of money in your brewery, it means that you can guarantee a stability of quality. Because now, for example, we brew 150 hectoliter per brews, and we do that 6 times per day. And we have tanks for more than 1,200 hectoliters. So if you put your 6 brews in one tanks, if one is a little bit different from the others, in the mass, you will have certainly the same quality of your beers. But for the small craft brewery, they brew once in one tanks, and then the second one is totally different. So that for the brewer, the most important is the investment. It's very high investment, but they guarantee you that you will have the same quality ever. Even for us is important because we export almost 85% of beer. It's very important to have the same taste. If you are in Argentina, in Santiago, or Chile, or if you are in Beijing, we need to have the same taste everywhere. So that's also that, because we sell a lot of beers, we have very, very fresh beer. That is very important. When your beer is traveling all over the world, you need to have fresh beer. And then with the process of the second fermentation, you can keep it for a long time also. Depend also of the condition of your storage. But if you store it at 15, 16 degree like a wine, the same conditions, and you will see 10 years after you can have a perfect beer, like a Porto wine, very, very tasty beers. Well, now at Van Steenberg Brewery, we can guarantee to have the same beer all over the world. That's the most important for us.
At the same time, David, you also have a guarantee to continue the whole story and the legacy of Van Steenberg, because the new generations are also coming up.
Yep, the 7th generation is coming up. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. The owner of 3 children, and the 3 are involved in the brewery. So
They didn't have a choice.
No.
no, they can have the choice, but
No.
fortunately,
Of course, they want to
yes,
bring
eh,
the legacy
Yes.
further on, so
Li-
to say.
like me, I am paid to drink beer everywhere in the world. So you imagine my job. I am paid to drink beer. So
Yeah, I mean, you're a hardworking guy.
I don't want to quit my job for sure.
So we touched the subject, the food pairing, and
Yep.
it's like vital for Belgian beer and Belgian beer culture.
Yeah.
And do you have like any favorite food pairings with Gulden Draak? You mentioned the classic with the
Yep.
chocolate cake before, and
Yep.
but if you have like your ordinary, or is there any ordinary food today? I'm not sure, but like a daily food with like meat and potatoes and so on. How do you pair? How do you think when you should pair these Belgian beers? Because Belgian beers has this character from the yeast, as we mentioned before as well. It's very distinct compared to like ordinary lager beers, for example.
Yeah. We have also a line arranged. It's the Baptist range, and we have the Baptist wheat as a wheat beer, so a white beer, so she can pair easier with fish because you have a lot of taste of agrumes. It's very fresh, very lemon taste, and it's easy to pair with fish. We have some beers that is easy to pair with cheese. As the quadruple can be with cheese with Gouda cheese, or but for example, the imperial stout can be very pair with blue cheese, very strong blue cheese.
Yeah.
So uh, we have a very large range of beer that they can be paired with a lot of ingredients, and
Especially from
use it
Sweden.
also. I tell you, use it for to cook it. To if you make a reduction of the Gulden Draak classic, you make a reduction, and you can make a small fillet. It's very sweet. It's incredible. So no, you can do many things with our beer. So
And especially with Swedish nature, you have all the wildlife with the pheasants, or you have rabbit, or you have deer, and you have moose, and you have a lot of things. Also stews, where the heavy beers from the traditional portfolio of Gulden Draak, Fouchette, and also other brands that we carry can be a perfect match for that. So you don't have to carry around a wine list. You can actually source it from the very large and very profound portfolio of Van Steenberge.
Yeah.
So there's a really good opportunity to cover a lot of dishes, dessert, entries, main courses, with the range of beers that we have. So it's there's a lot of very nice experiences that you can make. For sure.
Yeah, for like would be so nice to have like a beer makers dinner with the Van Steenberge or the Draak beers, for example. It would be amazing.
the next step, when my next trip to Sweden, we will organize that.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Fouchette, the
Sounds
new
great.
Fouchette that have been developed is specially developed for the kitchen. So it's a Michelin star arrangements that you better tell about that, David, because that is really premium. That is all gastronomy.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So we are proud to be partner of Michelin in Belgium, and Benelux, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg. So, and it's a very good experience. And now the beers is very known in Belgium, and it's not only for the higher gastronomy, but we said that it's the beer for bistronomy. So we keep a high level of the image of the product, and but it's a very successful beer. I think it's one of the most successful beer in the last 3 years in Belgium. We produced last year, 2.4 million liters. So it's a huge success.
Yeah, really, really,
Yeah.
really. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, we have touched the subject about glass and about the head and so on, but how about the temperature or the serving temperature
Yeah.
of your beers? Do you have like, is it a common temperature you prefer all over the range, or is it different ones? And how do you think the flavors and the beer has been is perceived in different temperatures?
Yeah, depend in the different countries. We recommend in Europe find the best temperature to drink our beer is be between 8 and 9 degree. But sometimes, 9 degree, you will perceive all the flavors, nose and mouth, long retrogusto also. So. But in some country, in Latin America, when you have a higher humidity level and they put it in -3, -4.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh.
But fortunately, we have a lot of alcohol inside, so she is not frozen. They put also the glass in the coolers, in the refrigerator. So,
Yeah.
but after if you let your beer after 5 minutes, the beer is eating like 5 degrees, so 5, 6. So, but no, we recommend honestly to store the beer behind 16, 17 degree to store it, but to drink it in the fridge, 8, 9 degree is the best temperature to have all the perception of our different ingredients and flavors.
Oh, yeah. I must say I'm prefer to drink them a little bit warmer, actually. A little bit warmer, up to 12, 13, but especially the darker ones. And
but
I mean,
if you take the Imperial Stout, but it's 12% alcohol and you drink it at 12 degrees, so you drink only one and not two.
Yeah. It might be. There is a lot of beers that need to be tested and tried. So it's enough of one.
Yeah.
So looking towards the future, is there any specific, or is it that you're most excited about the Brewery Van Steenberge in the next couple of years?
Well, the future, I told you, it's for sure the 0 alcohol degree beer. So we will produce 3 normally. So the Gulden Draak Blonde, the Gulden Draak Red with the cherries, and the Fourchette 0. Then we expect a best future for everybody, for sure. That they stop wars everywhere, and then we can be more safe, and people can plan more in the future time, because for the moment, unfortunately, all the consumers are saving their money because they don't know what they will do. They will hear. So now we expect first of all a best future, but we invest a lot in our new brewery, so in new equipment. So we can face now for the next 20 years to be operator, and then we expect that Sweden will. Of course, drink more Van Steenberg product, but I count on my friend Kenneth to develop the business there, together with you guys, bloggers and beer knowers. So yes, no, we for sure we expect a better future than the last 3-4 years. So.
And one thing is for sure, I mean, all the new investments that Van Steenberg have done, which is very impressive, I must say. I mean, we are talking about a very large investment. I personally do expect that it will be a major change with the can line that have been invested in Van Steenberg. I see a lot of different beers carried out in a very traditional way, which is good for the on-trade, but for the off-trade, it's perhaps not the best. And we all know that. I think, Victor, if you put in your knowledge about the can consumption in Sweden, I think it's about 65% of all beers is now sold in cans. And we have this line now that has just started up. So we are putting some fire on the engine to produce some more beers in the packaging of cans. And I personally am a big believer that it will be a major game change for Van Steenberg that we can provide those things. And I do expect that we have a communication with the market in Sweden that will receive it in a positive way, just due to the packaging. So that is also one thing. And then, of course, the consistent hard work of Jeff and family to preserve the quality at all time and have this
and improve and preserve and improve.
Exactly. And that I one of my very old friend who is unfortunately a baker, which is a very, very tough industry. I mean, they're losing ground and they are losing more and more business. And he asked me 5 years ago what he should invest in. And I said to him, invest in quality. Please invest in quality, invest in better bread, invest really in hard labor and the old traditional way of making bread. And you will not just survive, you will grow in business. And that is exactly what has taken place. And I say the same about the beers. I mean, let's invest in quality. Let's invest in really be picky about how you produce and how you preserve and how you present the beers. And if you preserve those very old and very profound traditions in Belgium, I think that you have a great opportunity to please the audience of demanding consumers who wants to have good quality and to want to have experience with not just a pleasure drink, but also gastronomy. And it needs to be able to compare, flavors to the food. And Belgium, as one of the very few countries around the world, do offer that opportunity. So I see really Belgium as a beer producer worldwide that has a very profound position to become more popular and more actual in what they actually produce and deliver to consumers.
Yeah, and I mean, there will always be like hot shots coming up, but they will probably fall down more or less as quickly as they rose. But for the genuine ones that always been there, that you say work with the quality and the heritage and always try to improve stuff, they will. I think they will remain actually.
Yeah, exactly. And Victor, you can also see the trend right now. I mean, what is coming back is not the very IPA is of course a very trendy topic, and it is still remaining to be a very hot topic. But when you see the old traditional brewing techniques from Germany, from England, from Belgium, you see that it's regaining a position in the market. It's becoming more and more popular. And I think that is something which remain a position in the market. Consumers will be trustful towards those old traditional beer production traditions. So I'm not afraid about where Belgium will be in 10 years or 20 years. I think they will be very profound, be a part of our the way that we cook, the way that we eat, and the way that we consume alcohol together with food. I think it's here to stay.
Yeah, and a lot of beer enthusiasts like me, that we have gone like the circle around, tried all the crazy stuff, and now we are falling back to the things
to the standard.
And we know that we love, so to say. We don't need to try all crazy stuff all the time.
No.
Sometimes, of course, it's funny.
Exactly.
But it's always really nice to have the tasty safeguards as well. So
Yeah.
and that's not safeguard in my mind is not boring. It's only like a great drinking experience every time.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I agree.
Perfect.
I agree.
So
Okay.
David, is there anything that you would like to put into the Nordic markets before we wrap up this session?
No, I just want to say that we are together with Kenneth try to let you discover our full range of Van Steenberg. So we will definitely hard work to arrive to this, and I think that now we are on the right way to propose. I think in the next months more beer than Van Steenberg, and it can be a good opportunity for you to discover what we are producing for more than 240 years. So
That's a good final word, I think.
yeah, and of course we invite you if you are in Belgium, don't hesitate to contact us. But because we want to show you, it's always good to speak, but it's better to be involved and to be in the brewery to have the experience. So
that would be
welcome to
amazing,
Belgium.
for sure. I
Yeah.
need to plan a trip. I think so.
Perfect. Thank you very
So-
much,
Sounds good.
Victor, for
Yeah, and David, thank you much
your
for
time, Kenneth also, and we keep in touch. And I will sure that I will come back again to Sweden in the next month. So
David,
yeah.
thank you so much for joining, and Kenneth, thank you for joining as well, even if you have a big party tonight. And it's been great to learning about the brewery from Steenberge and the history about Gulden Draak as well. So
Okay.
thank you very much,
Right.
guys.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Kenneth.
much.
See you
Pleasure
guys.
meeting
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.